So what is a delayed birth certificate? Basically, it's when you're born in the state of Georgia and you do not have a birth certificate before your first birthday, then a delayed birth certificate has to be filed. We've given you a copy of the form, and just in case you wonder, do you have the correct form? It's 3908. And if you will, fill out the top portion, but always remember that on line number 7, that's the signature of the registrar or the parent. Right under that, number 9, that is where it has to be notarized, and then the seal goes directly under that, so make sure that is correct. Attach your evidence or your documentation, and be sure you send this in to the state with all of your documentation. So this form and all of your documentation must come to us at the state. I wanted to give you some helpful tips. What exactly does the documentation have to show? The documented evidence is required to show the registrar's name and the date of birth or age. All documents must show that the date the original record was made and by whom. All original documents will be returned to the applicant upon review. And this last one is very important. Any altered records that show incorrect information will not be accepted. And I like this slide because this is an easy way for you to know which items you can accept. So we're going to send you out the PowerPoint, I believe, is what I've been told. And so be sure you keep a copy of this at your desk, put it on the wall, whatever you need, because y'all are all the time wondering what exactly can I take. For example, the hospital record is an example of one you can use. It's a statement that must be on the hospital or the physician's letterhead. A school record, you can obtain that from the county administration office or the county board. And remember, diplomas cannot be accepted because they don't show birth records. And I can tell y'all, I've been with the state for over 10 years, but I've been with Vital Records this month 5 years. And I had not been there but maybe about 2 weeks when I got a call that a woman was trying to help her 92-year-old mother get a delayed birth certificate. And the reason she needed a birth certificate was she had so much money that when she moved from Florida to another state, the bank wouldn't let her open up an account without a birth certificate. Don't we wish we had that problem? But we got her one with the work of her daughter, and one of the things that she sent was her mother's college transcript. So those are easy ones to get, and we like that one at the state. That's an easy one. Social Security. You can obtain a copy of the Numinate printout, but remember, Social Security card can't come in because it also doesn't show any birth information. And I have that phone number if you want to copy it down if some of you aren't familiar with it. It's 1-800-772-1213. You can use an employment record, a driving record, and another one we like at the state is the marriage record. This is where you can get the application that shows the mother's name and it includes her maiden name, so that's a good one to use also. A child's birth certificate. If you look on here, one of the things that I put down as a note, you can only use one child's birth certificate. So for example, if I had 3 children, I don't thank the Lord, but if I had 3 children, I have one and she's good, I don't want any more. But if I had 3 children, I couldn't use all 3 children to count as evidence. I can only use one. So you can only use one of anything. One school record, one birth certificate, one marriage. Because y'all know we got lots of folks who've been married more than one time. Voter's registration is one you can use. Military. Military is also a good one to use because it shows the place of birth most of the time. That form is the DD-214, you've heard of it. Insurance records, which also has to be on letterhead, and immunization. And those are used a lot of times for the children, you know, newborns or infants. We're going to give you a chart now. Whoops, excuse me. And I'm not going to go over everything because I know a lot of you know a lot about this, but I at least wanted to show you over 1 year to 3 years down here at the bottom. The required number of records is 2. And each of those records must be 1 year old or older. Remember we talked about like the immunization form? And then if you go up to the top, age 13 or older, you have to have 3 records and at least 10-year-old of those records. So again, 3 records and they each have to be 10 years old. A little more detail for these 3 records that are required. All 3 of the records must show the child's full name and date of birth. Of the 3 records required, 2 of the records must show the child was born in Georgia, and at least 1 record must show both parents' full names and the mother's maiden name. And if you only are required 2 records, both of the records must show the child's full name and date of birth. At least 1 record must show the parent's full name and the mother's maiden name, and at least 1 record must show that the child was born in Georgia. Now, one of the things I want to emphasize to y'all today is this. In the best case scenario, if you follow this to a T, if you can get 3 documents, everything's working for you, you send it into our office, it can take between 4 and 6 weeks to get that delayed birth certificate registered. If you only send in 2 and we need 3, we're not going to get it done in 4 to 6 weeks. So please try to make sure that you get what you need at the very beginning. Send it in with all the documents, have everything notarized, anything you're supposed to do, and that way we can get it out to you much quicker. And I wanted you to see what a copy looked like. Of course, it won't be blacked out. I did this for this poor person's privacy. But this is what the delayed record looks like, the delayed birth certificate looks like. It shows you your information, the dates, and the names of people who did it, that kind of thing. So has anyone seen these before? Y'all familiar with these?
Good afternoon. So I've been with Vital Records for about a year. This is my first training session, and I love every bit of it. Rest assured that whatever issue you have, we are so passionate in supporting you. And also, more importantly than that, we are very capable to solve your issues. Take a look at that caricature. Do you ever feel that way? 26 years of being a technician, I can tell you that computers absolutely feel that way about human beings. And it's my job to make you feel so much better about your computer, especially your Gathers application. What is the most important link on this page? April Cross knows that really well. What happens when you click on that link? A web form pops up, and we ask you several questions, right? What are some of those questions? What are some of those labels that we're looking for? Who is not familiar with this web form? By show of hand. So you have all seen it before.
Y'all changed the drop thing now.
April, you are correct. Last month, we made some changes to better support you. What type of questions can you report to us online? Application for new user or new facility. I mean, you can read through that, right? At the bottom, you have other Gathers technical issue. And to tell you how passionate we are, if you were to send us a request that is, hey, the doorknob on my office door doesn't work, we will not ignore you. You'll get a response back from me, check with your local facilities people. And I really mean that. What type of issue should you not report online?
The doorknob?
Amendments and corrections. The reason why is because those require evidentiary documents. Some of them have to be original. And they can take up to 4 or 6 weeks. It says 6 to 8, but I think we're a little bit better than that. Now I know what you're thinking. What does it look like on the other side? This is what I get to see. The type of issue it is, and I can drill down actually even deeper than that, okay? The ticket number that many of you will then get via email. As you can see, the first two are not assigned yet. When my team looks at it, we will then assign it to the appropriate unit. So the ones that are in bold, we haven't even looked at yet. The other ones have been assigned. You can see the gaffer's abstract. That is the abstract unit. You have Ms. Sheila Dennis in the back. You have Beverly Gardner in the back. Those are folks that will then take your request and work on it. Any questions on that? Beverly and Sheila. So I am a computer guy, so flowcharts really work for me. This is really simple. Here you are. Here's where I am. There are the other folks. And of course, you are not to report. You can't see that at the end, but amendments and corrections. And I can pretty much tell you that today we will close most of your tickets within 72 hours, 85% of the time. We get about 2,500 to about 3,000 tickets a month, and we just knock them out. Again, not amendments or corrections. Again, helpful hints. Your ticket number is your best friend. Vital Records will inform you upon completion. We may request additional information from you, and most of you guys are really helpful. All of you are really helpful. If you require an update, you can certainly go back online and reference your ticket number, or you can call 4702. The extension is 404-679-4702. But your ticket number is always of critical value to us. Why do we need all that information? We can't make decisions unless we have facts. So if we happen to see that that I get 100 or 200 requests about resetting your password, I know that something is not right. We look at what time a ticket comes in, and we then measure or track the ticket from conception to closure as well. And this way, Donna or Sheila may know how to maybe reallocate resources, peak periods, right? Tax season. Right before school starts, we get a lot of tickets, a lot of requests. And all of that data is collected so that we can help you, we can improve our processes. This is a simple report of what we look at every single day. The ticket number, the unit who is responsible for that particular ticket, the time it was created, modified time, and the status is obviously open in this case. And the number one question that Don is going to ask is what? Why is the ticket in the queue for 862 hours? It's a pretty long time, right? Now I can tell that we had some action if you look at ticket number 2, 23 hours. That means that I have been communicating with you, or someone from Vital Records has contacted you. Maybe we're looking for more information on a particular ticket. Rest assured that all of those tickets we look at, and we go back and find out there are some notes that we have. Maybe we're waiting on a mother's name or something like that from you. But we don't sit back and just watch these tickets just age. We really want to make sure that our queue is empty at the end of the day.
Good afternoon. I promise you I'll be brief. Today we're going to talk to you about security paper and website enhancements. Right now we have some sheets of security paper being passed out. Please make sure you leave those here. We need to get all of those back before you leave. With the security paper, some of you call it birth paper, certified birth certificate paper, all the same. Donna mentioned that we only print certified copies of birth certificates on the birth paper, and then we have the separation with the death paper. So I just wanted to reiterate that. That's very important. We also print certificates of birth resulting in stillbirth. Those also go on our certified copies of birth paper. And with the website enhancements, we hear you. What pains you all about the website also pains us. So we've got some exciting things that we want to share with you. that will hopefully make your jobs a lot easier. I know there are certain things that you'd like to see, and as we go through the presentation today, if there are things that you don't see up there, please don't hesitate to contact us. We really want our website to be user-friendly, so we are adding some additional enhancements, and hopefully, again, you'll be as excited as we are about what's to come for Vital Records. And with that, I am going to turn the presentation over to Andrea Dennis. Andrea is our Training and Communications Coordinator.
Thank you, Cynthia. Good afternoon. So I have the pleasure, this is a little bit awkward for me, so I have the pleasure of sharing some interesting and exciting information with you all. And I'm hopeful that by the time I'm finished, you all will be as ecstatic as we are about the things that are coming soon. I'm not going to be before you long, but I do have just a couple of items to discuss. I want to talk about the security features in our security paper. I know we handle the birth paper throughout the course of our workday, but you may or may not have given much thought to the security features. So also I have just a few key pieces of information that I want to talk about concerning the security paper as well. But we're going to begin with the security features.
You can take your paper out of the sleeve.
And we'll have arrows pointing. We'll have arrows pointing to each feature so that you won't have to search for them. So the first feature is the warning band. There's a message on the warning band that prompts you to verify the presence of the watermark. This particular feature is a security feature. It's a security alert feature, I'm sorry. If you hold the paper to light, you should see the presence of the word record and flags in the background. Can you see it? Okay, awesome. Awesome. Oh, okay. Okay, the next security feature is called a pantograph. This is the three-color iridescent print that bleed into each other in sequential order from blue, red to blue. And when the paper is printed, you'll see the presence of the word void. Next is the barcode. Did you guys see the pantograph? I'm sorry. Were you able to see the pantograph? Okay. Next is the barcode. This is an inventory management feature. Basically, what this means is that the barcode prohibits counties from sharing paper. The C denotes that this is county paper series. The letter S denotes that that's state paper. What this means to you is that this is a unique number assigned specifically to your county. So that means that you absolutely cannot borrow, exchange, swap, or share birth paper with other counties. The next security feature is the C-clips. You should see the presence of yellow dots. This is a copy deterrent feature. Depending on how sophisticated the software is in your photocopier or your scanner, this feature will prevent copying of the paper. And in some instances, it may shut down the machine. But most people don't have that sophisticated software. Next is the Georgia logo. It contains thermochromatic ink. If you run your finger across the logo, the color should fade from purple to colorless. Yes, and that's right. Cynthia and I both tried this morning and it would not change. We gave it to Joseph and it changed immediately. Were any of you able to make the color fade? Okay, we have one warm set of hands in the building. Okay, next is the embossed state seal. Because the state seal is present on the paper, there's no need to add an additional seal.
We will have customers that will come to our office and they will say, well, I know my neighbor got a seal from the county and theirs was valid. I need that seal too. And we try to explain to them, no, you do not. So we are trying to put the message out there that there is the embossed seal. When you look at it, most people won't pay attention to that seal being embossed. So they think it's just a picture of it or a copy of the seal, but it's really our official seal. You had a question,
Just
Zach?
asking, are you saying don't put another seal or you don't have to?
We prefer that you do not put another seal.
But if they did the driver's license or whatever, and they get sent back, we put the seal.
Donna, do you want them to just go forward with that until we talk to driver services?
So we don't want you to put your seal on the birth paper because then it creates two different standards. Now, I understand when you've got somebody that's on their lunch break and they've come and gotten a birth certificate from you and then they run over to driver services and driver services won't issue. If that happens, please don't put your seal on. Please let us know. We will call driver services. You can call driver services. But it creates two different standards in Georgia when some of us do put our county seal and some of us don't. So we prefer that you not.
Okay, I'm going to move forward. I'm still talking about the security paper, but I just want to speak about, okay, I want to talk to you about securing the birth paper. First and foremost, the paper must be secured at all times, and access must be limited to only authorized personnel. Also, the paper must be stored in the Vital Records office. And when we say secured, we don't only mean that the paper should be out of the view of passersby or customers, but we mean that it should be in a locked area, such as a filing cabinet or a closet. Wherever you decide to store your paper, it must be arranged in numerical sequential order, and it must be issued in the same manner. Next, I'll talk about ordering your security paper. Paper can be ordered either semi-annually or annually, and it's $11 per pack or $220 per box of 2,000. We do not invoice for payment, so we won't process your order until we've received your payment. The address to where you should send your payment is located on the slide. I won't read it to you, but it is important that you make sure that you send it to the appropriate address. Once we receive your payment, we'll process your order within 24 hours.
One thing I also want to mention about the paper, if you order paper and it's an inordinate amount of time before you receive it, please let us know. Also, if you receive damaged paper, if there's a pack that's open, if the box is open, please inventory and make sure that all of your paper is there. This paper is worth a lot of money on the black market. And if you tell us that you're missing paper, we have to launch an investigation. We launch an investigation with UPS. We launch an investigation with the OIG's office. So we track down this paper in the event that you're missing some. So please don't hesitate to contact us if you think it's been too long or if your paper has been damaged and the pack has been opened. We do need to know. Thank you. Question over here.
What's the average length of time you should receive?
We send it 2-day, UPS 2-day shipping. So if, say, by the 3rd day you haven't received your paper, don't think you're bothering us, give us a call.
Okay, so we can't talk about the birth paper without also mentioning the death paper. So we've shared with you how to order your birth paper. We've also provided that information on ordering your death paper. The name of the company is If It's Printed. The contact name is Sean Milligan, and all you have to do is ask for the blue Georgia basket weave death paper.
Do you have to get it from them?
No.
You don't. We just want to make sure that everybody is using the same color paper. Unfortunately, I can't give you PMS colors. They won't share that with us. It's proprietary. But the reason I plugged Sean's information is in here is because Sean is very familiar with the Georgia paper. He says you don't even have to say color. If you just say you need the Georgia basket weave paper, he knows what you need, and he'll send it right out to you.
I have a question about that. The basket weave paper that I'm thinking of looks kind of like little checks or whatever.
Checks, transcript paper.
Paper, though, it doesn't have the.
It does not have safety features in it.
So you don't want us to use the safety paper, you want us to use the.
Absolutely. Don't use the safety paper for the death certificates. The basket weave paper has no security features in it at all. Birth paper is just, the security paper is just for those certified copies of birth certificates.
Does it matter if it's blue or green?
If you tell, some people call that blue or blue-green. So if it's close to that, you know, we're okay, but no yellow, no purple, greenish. If you called Sean and you told him that, he still know exactly what you need.